Guys, my favorite cartoon is free to watch now.
What are you blabbering on about, Joe?
My favorite show, Powerpuff Girls. It's on Tubi along with other shows from Cartoon Network.
Joe, what the hell are you doing watching a girly show like that?
Why does it have to be girly? It's a lot of fun for everyone.
Joe, are you sure you're not confusing the show for My Little Pony?
No, while I do love that show too on Tubi, it was so tragic to see my favorite show get taken down from HBO Max.
That was annoying when many of the classic cartoons got taken off the streaming service. I immediately canceled my subscription when that happened.
Oh, how tragic. Two broke boys can't be able to buy a show on a different service.
Donald, with the cost of streaming services these days and the economy, it's too hard to even afford the simplest of hobbies. Besides, it wasn't the cost, it was the content that they deleted.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Oh, come on, Donnie. Weren't you sad when Teen Titans went down?
Shut up. I wasn't sad because I have the show on DVD.
Who still buys DVDs today?
You'd be surprised, Joe. Besides, I think it's great that Tubi is bringing these shows and others to the service. It will give the new generation a chance to experience classic gems.
I will say that when I watched these shows back in the 2000s with my kids, it was nice to see some great shows to entertain them.
I agree. However, didn't Paramount win the bid war for Warner Bros. Last weekend?
Oh God, yes. I am so happy my favorite service won it. People were scared to see Netflix fuck up the movie industry.
What? No. You're happy because you got paid by them because of some dumb lawsuit back in July last year. Paramount Plus sucks when trying to use it on the TV.
Oh God, I can't tell you how irritating it is to even use it on my PS5. The controls are terrible and absolutely delayed. I can't even simply pause it without struggling. If Paramount gets their hands on Tubi, these Cartoon Network shows will get put on Paramount Plus. It's bad enough the classic Nickelodeon shows are on there. We don't want Tubi to lose Cartoon Network.
Sounds like a fat skill issue, Obama.
Fuck you. I am happy that Tubi is giving viewers of many generations to watch these classics for free.
It feels so nice to see my childhood shows to be available for free.
You were in your 60s in the 2000s, you old fart.
Donald, other shows from Warner Bros. Like Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes are on there too.
Yeah, but for some reason, I don't see Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Unfortunately, we only have a small lineup of the 100 shows given released on the 1st this month. We will just have to wait.
But I want it now.
Joe, why are you acting like this today? You are getting a little too excited for a bunch of kids' shows.
I can't help it. Many of these are such bangers. Can we do a tier list on these shows?
Sounds like a fun idea. It gives us a break from ranking films. We got to keep things fresh on this channel. How about we rank the shows that are on Tubi right now?
I love that. Let's do it.
Fine. I guess it would be nice to go back to the good times.
Alrighty then. Let's begin with
No! I want to start the list first! You have started the last two lists!
Jesus, Joe, calm down. Fine, but keep in mind we all take part in these videos.
Control your excitement before you pop a blood vessel. And yes, any creepy statements about children in these shows will be detracted from the list, and Obama and I will not give a shit about you. So, choose your words wisely.
Fine, okay. First up, Powerpuff Girls.
Joe, be careful about what you are going to say.
Anyway, I love this show for many reasons. I love the three cute little girls, their characteristics.
Nope, you're done. I told you to be careful, and as usual, your senile dumbass never listens.
Donald, that's not fair. I
don't want to hear it.
Donald, give him a chance. You always cut him off every time we rank a movie or show that involves children. Have you ever taken into consideration that there's more to love in these media besides children?
I don't care.
Donald.
Yeah, Donald, you never gave me a chance to share my opinion on Temple of Doom and Phantom Menace.
Joe, for starters, in case you forgot what happened when we watched the Indiana Jones franchise, you wouldn't stop drooling and saying the most out-of-pocket shit over every child we saw. So that's more justifiable than you fucking up the gas prices during your term. With the Phantom Menace, all you did was make weird sounds when little Anakin kept coming on the screen.
Donald, just let him share his opinion.
Come on, Obama, he's gonna spout out outrageous remarks.
Don't worry, I will stop him if he says inappropriate things about them. I can't let you because you'll just bully him as usual.
He needs to learn the hard way. We practically have to parent him considering we're ranking children's shows.
Again, only I will stop him. Give us your take, Joe.
Anyway, their characteristics reflect how their personalities are based on their colored clothes and eyes. Blossom is red and orange. She's like Trump, but a better leader and stronger.
I am a far better leader than you ever were.
Donald, you're literally red and orange. Orange because of that shitty spray tan you got going on, and red with how angry you always are. Cool it before your blood pressure spikes.
Go fuck yourself, Joe.
Already did to Melania's video she sent me last night.
Guys, we're getting off topic. Calm down. Get back to what you were talking about, Joe.
What? What was I talking about again? Oh, yeah, Buttercup represents rebellion and toughness. Bubbles is the cute, innocent, and supportive one.
You make a good point with how they are characterized. The stories that the show had were fun but not memorable.
Barely memorable at all. It's not a bad show by all means, but it's not something I would go back to. This is more for background noise. I was going to give it a C tier, but the villain roster is okay, so I give it B tier.
Come on, it has to be S tier.
Shut up, Joe. It's barely a classic. You probably like the shit remake.
I don't remember that one as much. Fine, for me, I will give it A tier.
I wouldn't give it A tier. No offense, Joe, but it just doesn't have that comfortable feel to watch. I am going with Donald and do B tier.
Screw you guys. You two don't understand pure entertainment.
Whatever your creepy ass believes, Sleepy. Next, Teen Titans. I still to this day watch this show. This was many of the best bangers back at the time. Robin was such a Chad with how much pressure and loss he was facing later on the show. I can relate to that, you know?
Relate to it? Are you talking about the many failed casinos that all went bankrupt?
Barry, half of that was all rumors. I have a secret business that is holding down the fort of many of my casinos.
Black market casinos don't count as real business or deals, Don.
Shut the fuck up, Joe. This show demonstrates my leadership with how Robin guides his team.
Robin was a good leader. However, he was not much of a team player with anything personal to him. Came up like a certain villain getting away or a piece of artifact being stolen.
Also, the writing with the characters was incredible. Robin and many others had their own thing going on. I can't believe with the amount of episodes that allowed all 5 Titans to have their moments to shine. Many arcs were created that gave us more ideas of who each one are.
With the writing of the characters. I also loved the lore. It was awful when the show ended on a cliffhanger. I was going to give it an S tier, but unfortunately it goes down to A tier because of that.
I remember how it ended. At the time, I tried to sue them and tried to force them to finish the series. Unfortunately, the judge was such a kiss-ass and didn't work with me, and I lost the lawsuit. This show deserves to be revived and must be finished.
At least we have Teen Titans Go.
Don't even mention that, Joe. That was a show for little kids and gave kids the wrong message in almost every episode.
But it had some decent episodes, and the movie was actually good.
Stop mentioning the shit stain of a show that completely demolished the good name of Teen Titans. That new show is meant for people with low IQ and have the brain of a toddler. Clearly you have that trait. Fuck that show and put Teen Titans in S tier.
I'll give it S instead of A tier. Joe, you better give us the right answer.
Don't be silly, Obama. Of course I am putting in S tier. It defined my childhood.
You were in your 60s at the time it came out.
Now, codename Kids Next Door. This was yet another one of those goated shows that made many people's childhoods immaculate. Just like Teen Titans, it had amazing characters, a good lore, and such high entertainment value.
The lore felt more slow in development compared to Teen Titans, but I still had fun watching this with my daughters. They were so invested in the weapons and gadgets the kids made in the show. Unfortunately, my daughters got too creative that I had to stop watching it with them.
Just like Michael always ruining the fun. When my son and daughter watched it, we made many ketchup and mustard blasters.
You must have won those house wars with the amount of ketchup and mustard you caught in your mouth.
Shut the hell up. At least I am more creative than you. You told us that you made a cool blaster and it was nothing but a slingshot.
I was inspired by the designs the kids made.
The slingshot has been around longer than you, Joe. This isn't some new innovation you thought to have designed.
Oh. Dumbass fossil.
What do we say, boys? S tier?
Absolutely, it was so much fun and I could watch it for hours. The villain roster was so creative. However, most of them sucked. I was able to relate to Mr. Boss. He wanted to stop all those whiny kids and get work done to make money flow. I am basically him, always trying to stop those pissy liberals from getting in my way.
Donald, you were a Democrat at the time of your downfall with the many casinos and hotels you bankrupted in the 90s and 2000s.
That's why I had to switch sides back in 2009 Obama. People like Sleepy Joe were in my way, and now look at me. I am the motherfucking president.
Donald, you are doing far worse than any other president in history.
Joe, you clearly can't.
Guys, we're here to make fun videos, not go on about politics. Now answer the question, Joe.
Fine, I will find the Coke I stashed.
What? No, I said never mind. The is S tier, moving on. Tom and Jerry. I don't know about you, but this feels like a C tier. It's okay for what it is, but nothing much to write home about.
This wasn't introduced on Cartoon Network. What is this, Obama?
Yeah, what the fuck, Barack?
Maybe I should have clarified. When I said shows on Cartoon Network, I said shows that aired on Cartoon Network. It doesn't have to be originals.
That makes sense. In that case, this show was fine for what it is, but it did create many spin-offs and tons of movies, maybe B tier for its longevity.
Joe, just like your presidency, the show is very repetitive. While the episodes of the show are funny at times with how much abuse Tom deals with, there's nothing very creative.
Sounds familiar. It feels like the repetition is happening again with a certain fat-ass orange we have now in office.
Joe, your presidency was just as repetitive based on your performance.
Eat shit, Joe. Your former partner is shitting on you.
Donald, your presidency isn't any better. It's repetitive due to how some points now are rewriting history. Then again, we all have been doing that. Now fuck both of you two. Donald, do you agree with the rank Joe suggested?
Unfortunately, I do. While I question why Joe ever became president in the first place, I must agree that he does have some good takes at time.
Alrighty then, B tier. Next is Looney Tunes. I must say that it's an A tier. I like the variety it holds.
Oh yes, I always loved the melodies portion of the show. So much fun for a quick watch.
I am not going to lie, the melodies were bangers. There are so many characters that have developed spin-offs that were short-lived. It definitely created a huge impact. Do you guys remember when HBO Max had episodes from the 30s and 40s? I am sure Joe remembers given how ancient he is.
The episodes were classics. They were on a whole other level.
I've seen some of those. They were pretty good. The animation was crusty, but with what Looney Tunes was working with, they pulled off so many revolutionary moves back then.
Then why rank it A, Obama? This show has made so many memorable moments.
It's good, but they haven't made as many shows these days, and Warner Bros. Keeps writing off movies and TV shows for tax purposes.
I hate Warner Bros. For that. They will pay for what they did when my streaming service merges with them soon.
Donald, if that happens, do you think you could convince them to release the Batgirl movie? I heard it had good reception for the first watch.
I'll see what I can do, but for now, we're still trying to get the money and contracts taken care of. Just be lucky we are getting Coyote versus Acme this year. Anyway, Obama makes a valid point. I am also putting Looney Tunes on A tier.
Joe, what do you rank this?
I give it an A tier. It is shitty what Warner Bros. Have been doing. They definitely have fallen off in recent years.
Okay, cool. Now Ed, and Eddie. This has to be no doubt S tier.
Straight up Barack. This show defines the true definition of what childhood was like back in the 80s and 90s.
The creators of the show made some of the episodes loosely based on their actual lives. However, all the characters are based on their friends.
Makes sense as to how relatable the show is.
I agree. Eddie clearly read The Art of the Deal. Even though he barely got a few quarters to nothing, he never gave up. If he was my son, I would have given him a small loan of $1 million to support his scams.
Are you insinuating that scamming people is good?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to make money. It's just business.
He's clearly the greediest of all businessmen. At least I'm double D. He may be skinny, but very smart like me.
No offense, but you're nowhere near smart. You have a heart of gold. I will give you that. If anyone was comparing us to the Eds, you are the Ed of this group, and I am double D.
I feel like calling Joe Ed is just a compliment. He's more like Jimmy since he always cried like a little bitch.
I wouldn't go that far. But the show is S tier. It's the longest running show on Cartoon Network, spanning 10 years, ending with a banger of a TV movie.
Exactly. This shit bangs hard. It belongs on S tier.
I agree. S tier it goes. What's next? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? This show felt pretty colorful.
Hey, Joe, this show is kind of like a metaphor for your brain.
How so?
All the imaginary friends are the voters back in 2024.
How are you still making that joke when you're president now?
Because it's funny and it makes you mad.
Donald Joe is just trying to vibe now and live for the remainder of his days before his expiration date hits. Leave him alone.
Never. Now, this show was fun for what it was, but my God, the tone and vibe is very ADHD. I don't mind it, but my God, this sometimes hurts my eyes and even ears for how loud it is.
Isn't that the same for all kids' cartoons?
Not all, but some of which do have that unnecessary volume that makes the adults bleed their ears.
Exactly. Just for that, I give it D tier.
Hold on, you can't just give it D tier because of one flaw. It has many fun moments. It had some cartoon references, fun storylines, memorable characters.
I remember back in my day, I had an imaginary friend named Telly Turner. We were best buds and went on many adventures when I was young. When I didn't have any quarters, I would run in the neighborhood and rob some kid's lemonade stand. Telly Turner and I even entered a contest to win a prize, and the best part was we didn't know what the prize was. We ended up winning and got a mule. Telly told me to hide it at one of my friends' houses before our parents figured it out.
It sounds like you watched a lot of TV. Hence, your imaginary friend's name is Telly.
Yeah, and it sounds like you explained an episode from Leave It to Beaver in a very broken down manner.
I don't think that's how it happened, but I did love that show too. Just for bringing me back to my childhood, I give it A tier.
Foster's definitely has that creative aspect that gave children more free thinking. I'll give it B at least.
Then what is the ranking? I said D, Joe said A, and you said B.
How does B sound?
I guess I can work with that.
Be it is. Here's a cartoon that probably scarred many kids, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
This scared me when I was a kid. I don't see how this was approved for kids.
Joe, you were in your 60s and times were different back then.
This show slaps hard with how some moments were fucked up. I miss the days when TV censorship was still experimenting at the time while parents weren't as strict.
I can't tell you how often Hunter would come home late when I told him to be home before dark or when streetlights came on.
That's because he was discovering what drugs were. However, nowadays, TV shows for children sucks and no one ever takes any risks.
Shows like Courage weren't afraid to expose kids to scary imagery.
Are you sure we can't talk about that show, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
Unfortunately, we can't. It's not on Tubi yet. Like I said, we're ranking shows only on Tubi currently.
Barack always being a buzzkill.
Look, if you two want, we can do a part 2 for when the second batch arrives on Tubi.
I can get around that.
Yay!
Adding that to the list. So, in conclusion, the show is S tier, right?
Yes. If there's any dog I would want to be by my side, it's Courage.
My dog commander would be besties with Courage.
All right, S tier. Now, Ben 10, I am going to be honest, I don't remember much about this. Wasn't it just some kid with a wristwatch that turned him into aliens on command?
Basically, it had an interesting premise of giving Ben a limited amount of aliens to use for certain scenarios. It was a smart move and slowly grew into a small franchise, having a couple sequel series and 2 live-action films.
Oh, I remember this. It was cool how Ben can turn into any alien he wanted to. Wait, if he is able to turn into anything with that watch, could he turn into a woman or...
Where in the fuck did you get that fucked up concoction? Did you not hear what I said? Ben had a limited amount of aliens, not anything, you freaking idiot.
Limited or not, I am sure he can turn in...
Joe, he's limited to 10 aliens, you fucking moron. Hence the name of the show, Ben 10. Ben 10, can you not count? Oh wait, don't answer that. Obama, put this in C tier and move on.
I'll give it a B tier. It was a standard show for what it was. Decent characters, fun adventure, a creative feel.
Don't forget they rebooted it a couple years ago with that shit animation.
Oh, in that case, C tier.
How many more do we have left?
If we take into consideration both shows being on Tubi for the longest and recent shows being added as of March 1st this year, let's do at least 3 more. Let's talk about Scooby-Doo. What do we say here?
Man, I remember when I used to watch back in the day with Dog Commander. He always wanted to be like Scooby. Man, the early days of this was great.
You didn't have Commander back in the 60s. He's currently in the pound because of how many servicemen he bit during your term.
No, he isn't. He was just playing with them.
If you want to call drawing blood and skin from a bite playing, then you need to get your eyes checked. Besides, Scooby-Doo is such an iconic show.
I agree. This show evolved itself into many spin-off TV shows and countless movies. I don't even know how many it has.
I have kept up with many of the films. There's well over 50 films.
We should definitely do a tier list of the films. That would be so entertaining.
Joe, ain't no way in hell are we doing that. That would take forever.
But we started this channel with ranking movies.
Doesn't matter. There's just too many to rank.
Maybe we might do it, but for now, no. Anyway, the Scooby Gang were all great and have different personalities that defines them well.
Joe would love Velma, given how no likes her sexually.
I wouldn't mind her since these are all teens.
Shut up! Your dementia is acting up again.
No, it's not. As long as they're under 18, we're good.
Joe,
Yes?
shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
It was a fun show where we get to explore many mysteries and seeing how the series has this giant rogue gallery of villains. I don't think any show like this has ever gotten this creative.
I may have not watched every episode, but they do get repetitive sometimes.
Regardless of repetition, it's a creative show that somehow never seems to stop. S tier?
I give it A tier. It's had many ups and downs.
Let's do A.
All right, A tier it is. Almost done, boys. Dexter's Laboratory. This was fun for what it was.
I don't remember too much about this show. It had many great moments and the characters are decent. I will say that Dexter's mom is thick AF. She was many of the early days of Pixar moms before it was a thing.
Donald, that's gross. Respect women.
Obama, that's impossible for Trump to do since he doesn't give a shit about women and use them as objects. Why do you think he married Melania?
Shut the fuck up, you two slimy bastards. I have you know Melania is a wonderful, beautiful woman, and she is very supportive. Therefore, I respect Dexter's mom and throw the father on the streets.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that. The show had decent stories. There were some decent variety at times.
Yes, I can't say much. I never cared too much for this show. Can we put this at B tier?
Okay, B tier. Finally, Batman Brave and the Bold. I am very mixed with this one. I was never much of a fan of the animation this had. On top of that, the show felt generic, just like other superhero shows.
The superheroes we got throughout was fun. Also, the show did a crossover with Scooby, so that's a bonus.
Oh, I remember that. The special was pretty cool, but not a masterpiece.
It was actually done twice.
Oh, so it's nothing new. However, I feel like this one is better. The characters were okay, but the look of them just feel bland to me.
Obama, why aren't we talking about the 90s Batman show? That one is a lot better.
Because I don't know if it ever aired on Cartoon Network.
I think it aired on WB Kids. I do see what Sleepy Joe means. I could have a lot more to talk about. This Batman show here just feels boring and bland. At least put it in C tier.
I have to agree, I will do C tier.
C tier it is. If Batman was on here, I would have put it in S.
That is all the shows on Tubi that we're familiar with.
I had fun reliving the good old days. How come we didn't do the other shows?
Because some of us didn't see the shows or were not part of Cartoon Network.
And we mainly did this for those who grew up on Cartoon Network, and it's more relevant due to recent news.
Fair enough. I also like how you chose the posters, Obama. They don't look bland like how we see new ones nowadays.
Yeah, I wanted our list to look more alive and exciting than how everything is now modernized. Well, I got to make dinner for the family.
I gotta get tickets for me and my family's trip.
Oh, can I come along?
Hell to the fuck no.